Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Glory to the Lord. What's going on, everybody? This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and this is the wake up call. This is my wake up call. It's your wake up call. And guess what, y'all? It's time to wake up. So, a lot of things going on this week. Shout out, it's Friday. Thank God I'm focused. Just want to talk to people about a couple things. A lot of stuff in the news this week. Internet was big mad all week, and I wanted to just see about addressing some of the things that people were upset about this week. I have a lot of questions about what happened this week, and I want to share some of these questions with you because, for real, I don't really have any good answers on it. So, if we're upset about something, I just kind of want to, let's do the research. Let's get some confirmation on some of the stuff that's going on. Especially, I think it all started off with pictures of immigrant children down at the border in cages. So the questions that the internet was talking about was, are these pictures current? Is this a current situation, current problem? And then people were saying that this was from before. Is it from before? I have no idea. I'm not down at the border. I wasn't there to see. And then with the policy that's currently in place that everyone's upset about, is this a new policy? Is this the ongoing policy? When did this policy start? Who pushed for this policy? Just want to know. And then Ann Coulter. I don't know if people know who Ann Coulter. She was out here saying that the immigrant children that were making statements online, they were scripted statements, and they were that. Now I have no idea if that's true. That's a wild accusation. And then does Ann Coulter know how to put mascara on and makeup on and make herself look a little more human? That's another question I have. And then everyone's up in an uproar. Was Clinton pushing the same thing that Trump's pushing? Is there any difference between the two? That's a good question. And then, out of all the outrage and this and that, then Trump went ahead and, after saying that he couldn't really do much about it, put it back on the one side, and then he did some executive order, piece of paperwork, and I don't know, did that do anything? I don't know if that fixed anything. And then a question I had, what is the difference between illegal entry into the country and asylum? People are actually coming here, fleeing legit, serious situations. What's the difference in criteria that people have to meet to get asylum versus people that just want to come into the country legally and then, breaking the law? They keep saying, well, it's illegal to enter the country, and then you break the law. And then what's going on with these facilities after the children are separated from, and they keep saying that they're the parents. Are they the parents, or are they just another adult? And a lot of times people are coming over. Do they have proper documentation to prove that the children that they're bringing over are with them or are blood relatives? I heard they were doing DNA testing now to verify if children. So all these stuff, like this all happened. Everyone got mad this week about this issue. And then children being put in these facilities, like cages, and wrapped up looking like hot potatoes. Why are they? Where did this aluminum foil blankets? When did that become a thing? And why are they the only blankets that the government can give out? And then I saw another thing, that there's a lawsuit being brought against the facility for giving these children medications. Now, I have a big issue with that because that's happening everywhere across the country in our foster care system and our state system. These children are going into foster care and in the residential group homes, and they're being separated from their families and ripped from their situations, sometimes for better, for worse. The circumstances are always different. It's always a case-by-case situation. But these children are also being pumped in full of medication if they're deemed a behavior problem. And that's what they're saying at these facilities for the migrants coming in. If they're deemed a behavior problem, it's easier to give them give them some chill pills than to actually work with the children and create a healthier environment for them. So these are questions that I have. Are we only upset about the facility with the migrants, or are we just unaware of that this is an ongoing issue that's been happening in our state facilities all across the country at everyone's backyard for a long time? So these are just questions I have. Like, if we're going to be mad about something, which is a legitimate issue, it's definitely a legitimate issue about separation of family and then illegal versus asylum into the country. Like, what is the difference? I don't think anyone really knows. It goes more than just posting these memes and posting articles. And are people even reading the articles that they're posting? And this goes back into the foster care with the medication stuff with the XxTentation. Here's a young talented artist that was in this foster system, was shuffled around home to home. Was he? I don't know this. I'm just asking the questions. I want people to figure this out. Was he pumped full of these medications? Did it affect his psyche at a young age to be put in with these medications as he was shuffled around home to home? Was he a mumble rapper? I don't really think he was a mumble rapper. People are saying he's a mumble rapper. I think some of his songs had good content, and if anything, he was like an emo punk rocker more than a mumble rapper. He was more on that side of the spectrum. And then did he do the horrible things that people said he did? I don't know that he did. Like, a lot of people don't even know who he is still. So it's crazy that people can just jump to judgment on everything about this young man who was like, he wasn't even like 21, 22 years old, and he was young and he was on a major scene. So who knows what was going on? Are we believing all these allegations, and what motivations do people have to lie? Yes, Kay, I'm trying to get you to do the research for me. That is correct. I have questions. I need answers, because it's hard to find reliable sources these days, because internet memes, a lot of these websites aren't doing it. And if you get good information, if you get good research on any of these questions and topics that I brought up today, I want you to bring them to the Tall Table on Tuesday. Hit us up, Tall Table Talk on Tuesday with Teef. Shout out Kay in the building. Well, in the chat or whatever this is. Teefius, going to have a great weekend. It's Friday. This is the wake-up call. This is my wake-up call. This is your wake-up call. And if you're upset, do the research. Figure it out. Find out, and then let me know. And come to the Tall Table Talk on Tuesday, 98.5 on Thursday. And it's always a situation. Hit us up, info@mostslepton.com. It's your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live.